If you're buying your home in 2022, you have to be prepared to face fierce competition. With property inventories very low and interest rates threatening to go up, you have to level up. You have to bring your A game. Here are my 3 keys to exponentially improve the probability of getting your offer accepted. Hi guys, my name is Phillip Nunez. I'm a real estate broker in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. Okay, key number 1, find the right agent. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, Phillip, duh. Well, here's the reality. The National Association of Realtors statistic tells us that 75% of buyers only interview one agent before hiring somebody to help them through the process of buying a home. Now, if it's the right agent, fantastic. My suggestion is interview 2 to 3 agents. Now, I know the question is, well, how do you know if it's the right agent? Well, I'm going to simplify this for you. I'm going to call it the 4 C's. They have to be competent, they have to have communication, they have to be creative, and they have to be committed, right? Now, let me break that down a little bit further. Competence. Look at the agent's track record. How many transactions have they closed? How long have they been in the industry? What kind of experience do they have, right? That's something important to look into. Now, communication, extremely important. It's not just communication with you, but the communication that they have with the listing agent. Look, whenever I list a property, it's always amazing that out of 10 agents that submit an offer, I'll probably only get 3 or 4 out of them to give me a call and ask me questions about my seller's intentions or their motivation to sell, or anything that would help that potential buyer to structure their offer with the intent of making them more appealing to my seller. So when I say communication, it's with the listing side. Find out what's important to that seller, so then you can tailor your offer to meet their specific needs if it's within what you are able to do. The second part of communication is communication with you, right? Make sure that they guide you through the process properly, prepare you for any potential outcome, and help you navigate through a complex process. And the last thing with communication is articulating your value to that potential seller, right? Why should they accept your offer, right? And that's always mind-boggling. Whenever I get 10 offers, 6 of them won't even bother to call me or even tell me anything about their buyers. The only thing I get is an offer and a pre-approval and maybe the financial paperwork. But the reality is that there's more to it. There's multiple reasons why sellers decide to sell to people. Maybe it is just about the offer. Maybe it's other things. You just never know. But I know communication is key. The next thing is creativity. Now look, in a very competitive market, you have to find ways of standing out, making your offer stand out. So I'll give you a couple of examples. One, let's say the seller is going to need time to go find a property, right? Maybe they feel comfortable staying in their home a little bit longer post the closing. You could do what we call a rent back, right? Where they're able to stay in their home for an extra 30 days, maybe 60 days. And you can negotiate how you address that. Maybe there's a fee, maybe there isn't, depending on how competitive the environment is. Maybe it's worth it for you to let them stay there for a month, as long as you are able to get the offer accepted, right? That's one way to do it. The second thing has to do with the offer, right? Like if you want to offer a higher price, but there's a risk that the property will not appraise. Maybe you want the property so bad that you're willing to pay slightly more than the appraised value up to a certain amount. Well, you can write that in the agreement. Guys, there's a ton of ways that you can be creative, and I would probably have to make a whole new video just for that. But having the experience to be creative, again, it goes back down to communication. If you know what they want, then you can cater directly to the seller in a way that it'll make it appealing for them and be creative. The last C is commitment. Now, In an environment that is so competitive, you need an agent that is gonna go 100% towards getting you the result that you're looking for. There is no room for 50%, 70%, 80%. You need somebody who is gonna do everything it takes every time an opportunity comes about. They have to push through and get you into the property, see it as soon as possible. And again, find out what the sellers want. Just go the extra mile to make sure that you are placed in a position to stand out. And if you have to do it over and over because your initial offer didn't get accepted, or your second or your third, that agent has to have the commitment to keep going and make sure that they help you through that process, right? So again, they have to have great communication, they have to be creative, they have to be competent, and they have to be committed. Key number 2, keep doing that. Key number 2 is submit your best offer from the beginning. Look, prior to getting to the point of submitting offers, you should already be in tune with what the market is doing in the locations that you're interested in. The reason for that is the moment the right property comes, you should have a real good gauge of whether it's priced correctly. Is it priced below fair market value? Is it priced above fair market value? What does it offer? How does it compare to other properties that have currently been sold in the area? This will put you in a position to make decisions faster and more aggressively, which is what it takes in a competitive environment like the one we're in right now. Key number 3, and this is important as well, is you have to find the right lender. Look, in an environment where, again, we're up against 10, 15, 20 offers, that lender has to be able to guarantee you a result and has to also be able to articulate your value from a financial perspective to the listing side, to the seller, right? And it's not just about, you know, who they work for or the pre-approval or anything like that. Is, again, you need somebody who has the experience and has seen multiple challenges and is able to cope with those challenges and has resolved many issues in the past. I'm not saying you're gonna have issues, but you know, my experience tells me we're not all perfect, and sometimes our credit is not where it's supposed to. Sometimes our income, you know, we're like W-2 employees or 1099 employees. Sometimes you need to figure out some things. So you need somebody who has the experience to be able to put all that together and do it in a manner that makes you feel confident we're gonna get the loan through the process and get you funded and close the deal and get you your keys. Guys, these are my 3 keys to getting your offer accepted in 2022. Please check out my next video, and I appreciate you taking the time for watching this. See you soon.